What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy ATM back again with another video. And in today's video, I kind of wanted to discuss, as you see within the title, talking about the airport and the mistakes that people make usually with the airport. And as someone who likes to travel, and I don't frequently travel, obviously, me working at 9 to 5 kind of gets in the way of that. And obviously, you need money in order to do that. But there's a couple topics I wanted to talk about. So to start off, uh, packing mistakes. Now, with packing, I've noticed from hearing videos or seeing how people do it, usually people like to pack in one of two ways, where they like to pack an excessive amount or overpack, or underpack and rush packing, which you can kind of throw both together. Um, kind of, but it doesn't equate the same all the time. But what overpacking is let's say you're taking a trip, you're going to Seattle for a week, and you would need about 8 to 10 pairs of underwear. Same thing for the socks, your tops and your bottoms. You know, you'd usually get about 5 to 6 pairs of both, so you can interchange to have 12 different pairs to wear for your 7 days, just to have a little bit. But what overpacking would be is having, instead of underwear of, let's say, 10, you would have 15 to 20. Same thing for the socks. You'd have 10 to 12 or 13 tops. Same thing for the bottoms. And then it's like basically you're bringing your whole wardrobe for 7 days. Now, if you were staying for 5 to 6 months, that makes more sense. But now, what underpacking is let's say you're doing that same trip, 7 days, going to Seattle. You bring, let's say, 7 to 10 pairs of underwear, 7 to 10 pairs of socks, but you only bring one pair of shoes, and you only bring 3 or 4 pairs of shirts and 1 to 2 pairs of bottoms. You would think that would make sense because you could probably try to stretch it, but if you want to actually have flexibility and comfortability your um, with your wardrobe, it makes more sense to pack that type of stuff um, relatively comfortable within the range that you're going for. And it's not always just about the clothes, but I was using the clothes as the example because people would overpack, medical stuff. They would overpack um, all their prescriptions if they have them. They would overpack. Let's say you do YouTube or Instagram or whatever. You overpack or underpack your equipment. Um, your travel necessities, right? So you have to make sure when you're doing this, you know where you're going ahead of time and you plan accordingly, right? Don't just do this where it's kind of either, and I was talking about rush packing, is you'll do everything last minute, the night before or the day before. You want to do it 2 to 3 days in advance so you have those things that you need. And if there's anything that comes up within that day or two, oh, I forgot I need to have my small travel kit with me. You put that in the suitcase or whatever, or backpack, or however you're traveling. The next thing I would say would probably be arrival time. This is a big thing that I've noticed within movies and within people, that they they like to live their life like they're in a movie, when in reality it is very annoying, especially if you're traveling with other people. And what that is arriving late. Now, people are just or some people are just late because they like to be slash want to be, right? There is no excuse for always being late, right? You can say, well, my life is chaotic. No, it's not. You overstress yourself, which causes you to be late, or you don't care enough, which causes you to be late. Just be someone who's on time, or be early. Being early always makes it easier, especially when it comes to flying. It makes everything easier. Being there 2 hours early. And I know there's videos out there for like the dads that are, you're there 3 to 4 hours early. You're there 3 to 4 hours early. They don't want to be rushing to try to get there, and then there's traffic, and then you would have um, a long line at TSA. Or they don't want all those problems, and I'm the same way. I'm a arrive early type of person 2 hours to an hour early because I don't want any issues and I'm just getting there, right? To give you, let's do an example and I'll move on a little bit. Or I can give you all a strategy, but let's use an example. Let's say I'm going to Morocco, right? And I'm going to Morocco and I have an international flight. And what I do, I'll just bring out what I do, not what the common folk would do, is if I know I have a Morocco flight, let's say I have a flight at 8 at night, right? 8 at night. If I know, even if I have to work, I would take half a day at work so I don't have nothing to worry about. I would get to the airport at like 5:30, right? So I'm already ready to leave earlier than that. So I'm already leaving, let's say my house, or I would have someone drop me off, or you can take an Uber, whatever. I would have them be, for me to take about 45 minutes just to get to the airport. About 40, yeah, 45, 30 to 45 minutes, um, give or take traffic with I-95. But you take that, you take that time in. So let's say 5:30, I get there, arrive. I'd go through the check for the luggage, do everything there. Even let's say there's a little bit of line there, that's no big deal. Let's say everything for there gets done by 6. Go into TSA. I have global entry. I have basically like a TSA pre-check, so I don't have much to worry about. But you would still have to sit in part of a line. So you're not maybe not necessarily with the common folk of just not having and just traveling. Um, but I would have that pre-check and or global entry, I should say, which gives me a little bit of a leeway to go move forward faster, but I'm able to get all that out of the way, get TSA, and then I can get to my gate, and I have an hour to spare. I have a half an hour to spare, 45 minutes to spare, so I can go to the bathroom and not stress, or I can maybe grab something to drink, or whatever it may be, and then I can get on my flight. Same thing when I'm flying back, but the strategy is making sure you get to the airport an hour to an hour and a half, minimum hour early. I would say 2 hours. I would say hour and a half to 2 hours early. So that means you have to leave earlier just to get to the airport, just to be there early enough so you don't have anything to worry about because life happens. I know you could have a highway traffic. Let's say the TSA line is extremely long, and let's say you're rushing, you're not able to get to go through that whole process fast enough, and now you could potentially miss your flight. And I get the excitement or the adrenaline rush or the dopamine hit that they would say that you would get from just making it. Oh, I just made it on the plane. It feels like a movie the first time is cool, but over time you're just putting stress on your nervous system because you like that feeling. But what matters more is having a level of calm or peace when you're traveling and arriving um, to your gate. First arriving to the airport and then arriving to your gate on time. The third would be airport stress versus calm travelers, which is kind of basically what I just described, the movie versus reality situation where a lot of people would like to travel um, like they're in a movie, they're rushing to the gate. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, trying to get through everyone. Your gate's all the way on the other side of the damn airport. Now you're rushing and you see people. I see it when I travel, I see it all the time. I've seen people sprinting past people to make it because I don't say they're not intelligent enough. That's not accurate. It's they don't want to be early. They don't want to be on time. And you don't really get an excuse. And especially if you're someone who has kids, you have to take that into consideration. They may have to pee. They're hungry. They want to go do stuff. And then when you're with other people, maybe that's not necessarily the kids, you have to factor that in with those people as well. So it's all about gauging how to get everything or getting everyone to the destination early enough so where you don't have to worry. Um, and the calm travel is kind of what I already described within my example. And the last thing I would say for this particular topic is travel like a system thinker. Now, this could be taken in different ways, or you could think of it in different ways. But for me, I would say being a system thinker is knowing for just having a plan every time you're about to travel, right? You know how long you're going to go, who you're going with, or if you're solo traveling. Um, the airport, the airport you're going to, the airport you're getting dropped off at, your flight, your gate, when it's arriving, when it's supposed to leave, and then gauging your packing, which we talked about before, your necessary packing, whether that's just clothes, equipment, items, whatever. Um, Obviously, your cell phone, wallet, and keys. If you're a lady, your cell phone, keys, and purse, whatever. Um, Making sure you have if you still can, because some places may not allow it anymore. I'm not really too sure. A portable charger. Having a portable charger in case your phone is dying, because a lot of people like to not charge their phone overnight or make an excuse that they forgot to check. Whatever. Everybody makes excuses nowadays. But the point I'm making is you have a system, you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you have everything ready to go 2 days before. Have all your packing done 2 days before. Don't give an excuse. Well, I may want to go to the mall and buy an outfit. No one fucking cares. Do that ahead of time. It's that simple. Everybody can have an excuse. Well, I don't get paid till 2 days before. Why are you taking that and buying it here when you're going to go to somewhere else? If you're going in the States, you're going to have similar, depending on what state you're going to. Obviously, taxes are different. You can go buy that same thing and go to a mall over there. It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, ATM fam, I'm signing out. Peace.